Coming up on our show, I dance a jig on a rig. A mountain biker picks up my lunch. I drive a truck for the first time.
Applaud! Applaud me once! Applaud me once!
Our mysterious racing driver loses her mind.
Good evening and welcome to the Volvo Trucks Made For You studios. My name is Jason Goliath and today I am a merchant of excitement. Excitement why? Because let's be honest, tonight we're about to reveal something equally exciting. Do you guys remember in 2013 when Jean-Claude Van Damme did that unbelievable split over the Volvo Trucks? We all Googled to see if it was photoshopped. We zoomed into places that we shouldn't and were marveling at the fact that, hey, the belly is still flexible, but even more importantly, how exciting was it for Volvo Trucks? Ladies and gentlemen, we're here today to reveal to you the very best Volvo Trucks has to offer. Now let's be honest, when life calls for the road, and if the road calls for the best, who are you gonna call? You're gonna call us. When all you need is something better in every single way, when what you need is versatility that allows for personalization, when what you need is toughness but you don't want to sacrifice comfort, then you've come to the right place. Now we live in South Africa and our society, as we all know, depends on our road network and our transport network to make sure that the economy continues working. And that in its essence is why we've asked you to gather here today. You're going to be taken on a journey of discovery. It's going to be filled with insights, laughter, a little bit of precision driving, very little of that driving done by me, and so much more. Let's get on with the show and officially open. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Volvo Trucks Made For You launch. What I look forward to the most, though, is showing you the wide range of capabilities, each of these mechanical master mysteries. Because I say it's a mystery because I know mechanics, I know engineering, I know gravity, and these things will defy all of those. I promise you, you will see how in a second. I got to spend 5 days in the FH16, which meant I was taken back to lockdown level 5. Couldn't leave, couldn't go anywhere, 5 days in a truck. You think it was miserable, but in truth, it was the great holiday from my wife, who I love. I love you, baby. I promise. I love you. Stay tuned for that coming up later in the show. Now, before we reveal anything else, I'd be remiss if I didn't introduce my co-host. Some say he's a former supermodel. Some say he was a candidate for the new James Bond. Some say he's a certified genius. All we know is he's the vice president of the Volvo Group Southern Africa, Mr. Marcus Horberg. Marcus, I'm so excited for you to be here with us, but I'm sure everybody at home can't wait to find out what you have in store for us this evening.
Thank you, Jason, and thank you for that introduction. I'm so proud to stand here today after what has been quite a challenging year, sharing with you some exciting news on our new products and services. A warm welcome to all joining us today for a launch made for you. As mentioned, my name is Marcus Horberg. I'm the Vice President for Volvo Group Southern Africa, and today we bring you our biggest launch ever. Trucks are crucial for the economy to function and ensure the quality of life we enjoy today. The fact is that without road transport, without you, society would come to a stop. You are the everyday heroes. At Volvo Trucks, our goal is to support you in every step by being your best business partner. That's why this launch is so important to us, to you, to the drivers, and to the whole society. We understand that every one of you are unique, and so are our trucks. This is the very message of this launch, made for you. Today we will really get to know and experience the new trucks, as well as our service offerings. To kick us off, we have Jason and our mystery racing driver at the iconic Gerotech testing facility, who will show us the immense power of the Volvo FH16 truck. Over to you.
Welcome to the iconic Gerotech testing facility out in Pretoria. We're here today at a playground for anything with wheels to put the all-new range of Volvo trucks through their paces for you. Okay, and for me, but mostly for you.
Welcome to Gerotech!
The good news is I'm not out here on my own. Allow me to introduce to you our mystery racing driver. Now, Racina comes from a lineage of amazing race drivers in South Africa, but has also done unbelievable things globally. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you?
Thank you, Jason. I appreciate you all joining us today. Just take a look at this beautiful Volvo FH16 we have behind us.
Listen, the FH16 is not just beautiful. As you can see, it is ridiculously powerful. And to prove that to you, these crazy people have hooked up not one, not two, not three, but 4 taut liner trailers with a total weight of 97 tons, which is just a little bit lighter than me, but you know exactly what I mean. That's ridiculous. Don't worry about the truck. The FH16 only starts to perspire after 100 tons, so this should be no sweat at all. You want to see trucks being put through their paces? You've come to the right place.
Whoa, that was easy.
There we go.
That was so cool. I can't believe how easy it actually pulled off. It didn't even flinch.
Yep.
Okay, on to our next test. Now it's time to check out the Volvo dynamic steering combined with the active lane keeping support. Now these systems are crucial for safety. Why? Because you want the truck to stay in the lane it's supposed to be, not in other lanes. So, our mysterious racing driver is about to test if the truck knows where it's supposed to be, when it's supposed to be, and how it's even supposed to stay there. I don't know how these systems work, but they luckily are clever people that went to school to prove that this is gonna work. Is it gonna work? Yeah, it's gonna work.
The dynamic steering is awesome. It's so light.
Just really cool. Get above 55 and then we will start to get, and it'll start to pick up the lines.
Okay, it's picking up the lines.
Okay, so you can let the steering wheel go.
Whoa!
Get your hands off the wheel.
It completely turned it for me. Does
Yeah.
it carry on doing it?
Yep. Aim it at the line then and let it go.
No ways. That's incredible.
Now that is some awesome driving from our mystery racing driver, whose identity you should be trying to guess, and you can continue guessing through the next part of our presentation. Now listen, I'm sold on the capabilities. I've spent enough time in the FH16 to know that it's the best truck on the road ever. And I'll say that again, ever. But we do need to understand the detail of all of these new product features. So, who better to ask about the features than our product manager for Volvo Trucks South Africa, Eric Parry. Eric, thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Hey Jason, and welcome to everybody who's joining us today from their homes, offices, depots, mines around the country. Thank you very much.
Eric, I'm sold. I loved what we've just seen, and I think it's more than enough. Be honest, is this the first impression you were hoping for?
It's exactly what we were trying to pull off here, to showcase the immense pulling power of IFH16. When you couple that with our 100-ton single reduction axle, we're trying to showcase what is actually possible with a bit of a fun stunt that's not really practical in our market, but is still something that just puts a punch in there as to what we're trying to do.
And listen, let's be honest, Jean-Claude Van Damme doing splits wasn't practical, but it also proved the point that it's more than just a truck. Now they are gorgeous to look at. Talk us through some of the exterior updates. Why are the FH trucks, FH and FH16, so pretty? What have you done?
First off, we changed our brand panel on the front where the Volvo Ironmark logo sits, so we've made that larger. We've now changed to a painted front grille on the FH, and we've gone to our iconic waterfall front grille on the FH16. We've also worked on the shut lines and the fit and finish of the front pieces. So we've also, to get better aerodynamics, we've moved things like the indicator repeater to the side door to try and get a better side view of the indicator repeater, plus better aerodynamics. We've changed to a new step design, new non-slip step design, much lighter material. But the big thing that you notice on the front end of the trucks is the new headlights. We've carried over from our iconic V-shaped daytime running lights, but now the entire light is that same shape design.
Now, I want to jump in there because, listen, the lights and the grille, this is the personality of the truck. That's the face, essentially. The lights have always been pretty, and at the moment, I definitely think they're the highlighting feature, but they're not just good looking. There's a little bit more below the surface. Give me the detail on these new lights.
So we've moved from halogen lights to full LED lights now. But so the idea is improve safety. When you have better lighting, you can see better on the road. But that's not all that we've done. We've now added another option as well, which is an adaptive high beam system. Essentially what it does is it uses a camera and the LED lights themselves to turn on and off individual LEDs to basically create a dark spot for oncoming traffic. So as an oncoming vehicle comes, there will be a dark spot created for that vehicle as you go past, but the other side of the road will be fully lit up. The idea is to make it as safe as possible to see as much as possible at night.
So essentially, you just went through a list of problems that people who drive a truck might face, and you were like, we can use technology to help you with many, many, many of these things. And it didn't stop on the outside, because if we talk about the new dynamic steering in the flagship models, it's also the unique buying reason. But help me understand, why are all of the features around that steering so important?
We've added the Volvo Dynamic Steering, which is something we've had around since 2013, but now the system is designed to work with the active lane keeping assist systems and the stability assist system. So the truck is actually able to steer itself into a lane. So if the driver starts to drift, it will keep itself in the lane. And if the driver does get into a difficult situation, starts to skid, the stability assist will start to interrupt and counter steer for the driver. Taking on from that is we also have personal feature settings on it. So the personal settings are designed to make it that you can set it light if you're busy doing some yard work, or you make it stiffer for when you're doing more highway driving. So there's some customization there for the driver as well.
So, I mean, it's starting to sound a little bit like the trucks are almost driving themselves. You've done so much to make sure that the driver is going to be safe, the payload is going to be safe at all times. And I think more importantly, sometimes that the truck is also going to be reaching its destination safely. But in terms of reaching a destination, let's talk about, I think, what everybody out there is waiting for. Talk to me about the driveline.
Well, when in 2020 we did a major update to the driveline, we updated the engine, new turbos, and a whole lot of other extra bits and pieces to the new motors. Our Torque Assist feature for the Torque Assist software feature for the engines, but that's carrying across to the new truck. So we're going to keep all those well-proven features. Keeping things like our I-shift with crawler gears and ultra-low crawler gears for tough conditions and heavy haulage, our tandem axle lift for guys running diminishing load like fuel transporters, and as we talked about earlier on, the 100-ton single reduction bogie, where you can actually have a high combination weight with a single reduction axle, still getting fuel economy and still really pulling a heavy load.
Now, if you, like me, and you only understood kind of a word here and a word there, I can summarize all of this by saying that this is the truck for the new generation. Eric, we're living in a time where online shopping is becoming the way of the world. In South Africa, we thought the fourth industrial revolution was years away, but the time we've just been through means even we are in a time where we want our goods as quickly as possible, and that's where these trucks come in. The FH and FH16 are sliding into the supply chain as we speak, making sure your goods are going to get to you even quicker than ever before. Eric, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your passion. And most important, thank you so much for your big brain and your good looks. Eric and I are in the same WhatsApp group. Okay, I'm here. A level 5 lockdown for 5 days in the FH16, which is beautiful, and even more beautiful because this is my name. This is my name in the star on the side of the truck, which just already makes me more comfortable than I've been in a long time. I don't even have one of these at home. Let's do this. Okay, it's bigger than I expected. Can somebody help me open the door? Hello? So apparently it's not rocket science. There's a handle like any other door, and then you just get in. So Let's get in. It's much higher than I was expecting. I plan to do exactly that. That's exactly my plan. And it's so big you can just throw everything in there. Make sure that's set up and ready. Planning is essential. There is so much space in here. And normally I don't do stairs, but I'm doing this just for you, because I love you. Level 5, with stairs. I'm almost as strong as the FH16. I got it. I don't need any help from anybody. I'm fine. I'm fine. Okay, so welcome to my new home away from home, the FH16. I can tell you, number one, I'm already impressed. First of all, we got 2 fixed cup holders, very important to stay hydrated. Secondly, what's the first thing you look for when you get into a hotel room? The charger. This has got 24 volt and 2 12 volts. So that's 3 charging ports plus USB, which means I can not only charge my phone, but if somebody does want to blow dry their hair, they can. You shouldn't, but they can. Now, come this side, I'll show you some more nice things. Firstly, leather-covered, multi-function steering wheel, so it makes you feel like an executive, and your driver has his eyes on the road because everything he needs to control is right here. To be able to see more clearly, you've got a big LCD display and an incredibly tough and robust LCD screen. Guys, we are sorted. If I could spell sorted, I'd spell it out right now, because this spells sorted. On the road again. Next up for testing is the adaptive cruise control and emergency braking. Now these systems work together because the truck, once you set the following distance, will either speed up, slow down, and even stop using the emergency braking all on its own, because safety is the number 1 priority. Let's do this. Adaptive cruise control, 80 kilometers an hour.
Yeah, we're on 80 as well.
All right, we are activating adaptive cruise control. Active cruise control is about to be
active, and it's definitely working.
Active and working. So now, no feet are on pedals. You are literally freestyling it. Standing by for braking. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
That's amazing.
Oh, it's amazing.
I'm going back up to
Okay, he's braking. Okay.
Don't
touch the pedals. Don't touch the pedals. Don't touch the pedals.
This
Trust
is
it.
so
Trust
difficult.
it. Believe in yourself.
Oh my
Don't touch the
God.
pedals at all. Come on. Come on.
Doing it all
Come
on
on.
its own.
Come on.
No way.
Come on. Oh, that's so blazing. To a full stop.
Wow, that's incredible.
That worked perfectly. Okay, so here's what we're doing. The truck is very, very intelligent. As you're driving along, if the truck picks up that there is an object in the road, it will start beeping. A couple of split seconds later, if you still haven't started braking, it will give you a heads-up display letting you know with the beep that there's a problem. If you still haven't started braking, the truck will then take matters into its own hands and perform the emergency brake for you. This is incredible technology. That's why Volvo Trucks are made for you. Okay, here we go. Mystery Racing Racina, are you ready?
You ready?
I'm feeling great and I am ready. This is going to be interesting and exciting. We are coming around the last corner as we make our way. Okay, this is it. It's a long corner. Just bear with us. It's a long corner. It's a proper corner. Okay, the end is nigh. Remember, you're not going to do anything. You're going to ease off the throttle so that your foot is completely off the throttle when we pass the first flag already. Okay, let the truck coast. Keep going. Let the truck do the thing. Let it do it. Come on! Let it trust it! Trust it! Yes! Come on! Oh my goodness! It looked like we were gonna eat a car. It looked like we were about to eat a small Volvo. That is madness! nightmare that I was almost hit by a truck. But I wasn't hit by a truck because the brakes are unbelievable. Okay, good morning. Where do I start? My first night's sleep was unbelievable. This mattress is far more comfortable than it should be. I suppose I got to chat you through about some of the things I managed to explore last night. So I had a good time touching all the buttons and playing with all the things. The things that I want to come back to is, it's a truck. In your mind, this thing doesn't have overloads of technology, but it does. Come and have a look at this. So, here, I spoke to you yesterday about the fact that we've got the big LCD display that you can see everything. Then we've got the robust LCD screen, but this thing is that it's a touch. So you can touch, you can go into any of the menus. The new menu is set up so that the driver is spending all of his attention there, yet he can make changes. So if the terrain changes, if the road changes, if his mind changes, touch screen, 1, 2, 3, all of the features you're ever gonna need. And of course, he can read messages here. It's all happening right here. I feel like I should go back to bed, but I must tell you that so far so good. This is the longest time I've been without having conversations, and that's only because I'm married, and I was in the real lockdown. I was locked down with my wife, and I'm not saying that I'm tired of talking to my wife, but I am saying that your wife has more conversations than you understand. So it was nice to not have a conversation, and I'm glad to be having a conversation with you. Say bye, and then we'll see these people a little bit later. Just be nice.
It certainly looks like Jason is having a good time in that FH16, and that's exactly the feeling we would like our drivers to have when they get behind the steering wheel. We will now introduce you to the FM with a mystery driver again. The task is simple. It's to pick up 3 lunch packages around Girotech. On the one hand, our mystery driver will have the power of the TomTom base navigation tool, and on the other, our delivery mountain biker with a map. Who will get back first? Let's go.
3, 2, 1, go!
Wasn't a win. Well done, Racina. You showed those 2 wheels. 2 wheels forward. Forward. Get out of here. Come on. Yes. Now, let's be honest. The trickiest part about driving a vehicle this size is with size comes blind spots. But Volvo has thought about everything. When you indicate left, it immediately activates the passenger corner camera. And that means even a blind spot that was blinder than ever is now in full view. Which means it's safer for you and your passengers and the people next to you. It's safer for everybody. Volvo Trucks, that's why they made for you. Hi. I'd give it 10 minutes before anybody else needs to go in there. This is my bathroom. And what I like is my bathroom has got steps. Do you know what else has steps? My FH16. Come and check this out. So not only do we have 1 step, but we've got 2 more, which means we've got 3 steps in total. Once you've done the steps, I want you to check out the amazing grill. So, of course, the whole thing has been updated, the logo's been moved up, and the waterfall grill is not just beautiful, but because it helps reduce all the panel gaps on the front, it also is more aerodynamic, and you know that aerodynamic means what? Fuel efficiency. You're saving at the pumps while looking good. It's not just pretty, because when I first saw it, I was like, okay, so you need to be a giraffe to clean the windscreen. But you don't, because built into the grille are these magnificent features. They look like just mere design features, but if you give them a tug, like a proper tug, come on, if you give them a tug, these are steps which help you do what? 1, okay, and there's a handle, 2, and another handle, all the way up. Guys, I weigh a lot, and I'm standing on the front of a truck. Okay, I came up here without the cleaning equipment, but you get what I mean. How cool is that? Now, we really are being treated to some exceptional skills by the Volvo Trucks team today. To discuss the FM and FMX models, please welcome back Product Manager Extraordinaire is what I like to call him. A Product Manager of Volvo Trucks South Africa, Eric Perry. Eric, welcome back.
Thank you, Jason. We really are excited about these guys now.
Now, look, you're excited. We're still excited about the looks. Let's talk about the design of the FM and FMX models.
Well, the FM and FMX have been designed the cabs are completely new from the ground up, completely designed for the specific purpose that these vehicles have. We've streamlined the design. The front end is now more aerodynamic. We've changed certain shut lines and gaps have been closed up. We've pulled across the larger Volvo iron mark that you would have seen earlier on the FH and the FH16. We've added in the glass roof, very similar to the FH style. Can be used as an escape hatch. We've added the new door extensions, which covers the top step now, which the previous model didn't do that. We've also pulled across the improved anti-slip foot plates from the FH and FH16 to make it easier to get in and out the vehicle. But we're still keeping the two-step entry and exit on these vehicles. But the big thing is we've changed part of the cab design changes the larger windscreen and the lower door line on the windowsills on the driver's and the passenger doors, where there's up to 10% more visibility out of the cab than there was before. The idea being that what you can see, you can avoid. It makes it for a much safer vehicle.
So, Eric, I've just had a proper light bulb moment. When you spoke about that lower window, it makes me think about the aeroplanes, because I always wondered why the airplane window is so low. But that's because the things I need to see are low, they're down there. And the things truck drivers need to see are low, they are down there. And that's why visibility is important. You guys are absolute geniuses. Let's talk about noise levels in the cab, though. You've done some work there, haven't you?
Yes, we have, Jason. So we've improved the insulation on the cab quite a lot, so that your volume levels inside are 2 decibels quieter, which is 20% reduction in sound pressure. So that's quite an improvement for a driver. We've also improved the ride comfort and reduced the vibrations in the vehicle by adjusting the cab suspension. So all of these things are there to help the driver to be less fatigued as they go about their workday. A less fatigued driver is a safer driver.
Listen, I couldn't say it better myself. A less fatigued driver is indeed a safer driver. Now, we've seen a myriad of changes when it comes to cab options in terms of layout, comfort, and making sure that the driver is not only comfortable while driving, but comfortable in the cab in general. I'd love to hear some of the elements that you'd like to focus on.
Oh, great. Thanks, Jason. So we've gone ahead and we've now got 5 cab options on the FM and FMX ranges. You have a day cabin, a sleeper cabin, you have a double sleeper cabin in the Globetrotter, and then we've also got 2 additional versions of the day and the sleeper with a low roof, designed for things like cranes or firefighting type vehicles or car carriers. But on the interior side, we've also changed some of the interior fabrics and materials to make them more practical, better at hiding the dirt, darker colors, easier to keep clean. But on the safety aspect, we've increased the size of the cab, the interior space, by up to nearly a cubic meter on certain of the cabs. So the space for the driver inside is dramatically better than it was on the previous vehicle.
Listen, I think that's well put, and I think that it is all underlined with value and thought. And that's why it's made for you. Eric, thank you.
Cool. Thank you, Jason.
So as you can see and might imagine, I am incredibly excited because it's been 3 days of no one, and now today I have a visitor, which is why I have put on a belt and a jeans instead of my traditional pajamas and tracksuit pants. Now, if you are going to have a guest in a truck, you're going to ask for the best of the best. Joining me is Volvo Trucks South Africa's driver training manager, Mto Sangweni. Mto, thank you so much for your time. Welcome to my truck.
Thanks, Jason. Glad to be here in what is one of the life in regards to drivers being away from home.
Listen, it's. I know that you guys you write the book on being away from home, but I'm also very curious because I'm always inspired by the fact that it takes so much commitment, so much time, so much energy, so much focus to be a driver. But to train drivers, surely you've got to have everything a driver has plus passion. So tell me your story. How do you find yourself as a driver trainer?
With me, Jason, it actually started at a very young age, at the age of 13. My old man, my father had a transport company, whereby I had passion in terms of loving how to drive trucks. It all went to an extent whereby I finished my matric. He said that you definitely need to go get a degree or a diploma, then you can proceed driving trucks if you're still interested. And I continued with the passion of driving trucks.
Now, if that doesn't describe passion, I don't know what does. You've got a dad who owns a trucking company, so you fall in love with the trucks, but dad says, no, it's too easy for you just to become a driver. Go and study first, and if you still want to drive, then you're passionate enough to work for me. And that's why this is the guy that trains the guys.
Yes, I was always fascinated by the vehicles, how to drive them. I started with all versions of vehicles with the ATE transmissions, and I got an opportunity to work also for other companies, and I ended up working for Volvo Trucks.
And that brings me, I think, to the perfect question. So you've experienced everything that there is to know about trucks and driving trucks in the world. From a driver's perspective, why are Volvo Trucks the best in the market at the moment? Straight up.
Firstly, what Volvo Trucks presents to the drivers, it's all about comfortability. The most important thing that we encounter on the roads is in terms of fatigue management.
Okay.
This trucks presents a lot of comfort in regards to how to manage your fatigue.
Yes.
This vehicle's got other features that can help in terms of the safety pack. I mean, if I can mention a few, your lane changing support, your lane keeping support, and the very most one that I love is the driver alert system, whereby it can alert the driver in terms of how is he doing. Is he getting tired? By giving him 3 alerts.
So the truck will warn a driver 3 times if the truck thinks the driver is slightly fatigued.
Definitely it will. It will give the first courtesy focus on driving.
Yeah.
If it does the second mistake, it will say that prepare for a break. Then the third one will be say take a break, which means now that's a final alert. He needs to take into consideration that he's tired. Based on that, he needs to consider what we train them on in regards to in-transit inspection, which even the government says that we need to do it for every 200 kilometers or 2.5 hours. Now he needs to stop the vehicle, walk around the vehicle, doing his inspection.
So it feels like we are marrying kind of productivity with safety in the easiest way, where the truck is advising, listen, let's slow down, let's speed up, let's take a break. How much of the actual driving does the truck do? Because I remember the old days of splitting gears where you needed another degree just to learn the clutch control on a truck. But when I jumped in here, I saw 2 pedals, I saw a gear lever that I'm quite, as a car driver, quite familiar with. So how much of the driving are the trucks now doing so that the driver can focus on his surroundings and safety?
Yes, this vehicle, what it does is that it will take a lot of work away from the driver in regards to certain things that the vehicle can do better than a normal driver. So it will basically use its best gearbox, which is I-shift, in terms of selecting the right gears at the right time, and also doing some inspections. If there's anything that it needs to alert the driver about, it will come on and make sure that it notifies the driver in time.
These seats, how does it know my body weight? It's like this seat understands me. I've never sat in a place as somebody at my size to be able to do this thing. You don't have to explain the technology, but I think that you should just do it with me once, because it's fun and you never get too old to enjoy this. Do 1 bounce there. Come on, Sweerit. Come on, Sweerit. So, Mto, I think you've answered all my questions. I believe you've been convinced to spend the night in here with me. And we've got 2 bunks. I've been loving my life on the bottom. But I'm not going to force you to take the top bunk. I think we will rock, paper, scissors to decide who goes up. On the count of 3. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
1, 2, ha! Mto, are you sure this thing is going to hold my weight? I'm not worried about me. I'm worried about you. I'm on an entry-level medical aid. But if this thing chapas and then...
No, it's definitely going to hold you.
Okay, I'm going. Good luck.
All right.
I can't believe I lost this. Now there's another man in my bed. Okay, there's a step. Oh, this is not too bad. This is not too bad. This is not my most flattering angle. So if I were you, I'd get back to the studio right now because something might. I've got a trucker's. Are you still here? Okay, fine. See what you need to see there. Oh, that's so comfortable. I'm in, and it's comfortable. And I weigh over 140 kilograms. This guy's a daredevil. Okay, good night, Mto.
Good night, Jace.
Now this is the best FMX we have ever built. Perfect for your uptime. It's got a complete new cab, new headlights, and a redesigned grille for improved aerodynamics.
What we try to do, we try to keep the bits and pieces that everybody loves about an FMX, the heavy-duty 3-part bumper, the heavy-duty toe pin, the guard plate under the front. But on the driveline side, we have introduced a new 38-ton rear axle bogie, adding an extra 5.6 tons of payload to a heavy mining vehicle like this one behind me, which is really, really great for our customers' productivity. When you move to the interior of the truck, we even redesigned the entire dashboard, new instrument cluster, everything is matching up with the F8 range. This is the new digital instrument cluster. We've replaced all the manual gauges with a 12-inch LED screen. So the main image that you'll see looks like very much like a normal set of gauges. So it's very familiar to a driver. Then the second view we have available is the focus view. The focus view takes away any unnecessary information so the driver can focus on what he's doing. The third view is a navigation view, which brings the navigation information directly in front of the driver. So he doesn't have to take his eyes off the road. And then lastly, back to the home view again, and then with the vehicles that have air suspension, you will also have an additional load indicator view. So that's the main features of the new instrument cluster. This is the new side information display. We've increased the size from 7-inch to a 9-inch screen. It's now fully touchscreen. We've also taken away the old style buttons that we had on the old vehicle, and there's a more streamlined control panel section. So first off, we've got your audio. Then you've got your information for your phones and communication. You've got your assignment section, which is where your navigation is kept. And we've got navigation on the vehicle. And then from the assignment section, we've got vehicle control, where you can adjust things like the vehicle camera. So this is the passenger corner camera view, where you can see our sound guy. And then this is the app section where the driver guide is available with the calculator and a few other apps that will come later on, and of course then the vehicle settings. Then the rest of the design is just very similar to what the functionality of that is in the FH and FH16 vehicles, but one feature that is especially useful on FMXs and FMs is the new redesigned traction control panel. So this knob is now designed for your diff lock. So single motion is now into axle diff lock. Third position is into wheel as diff lock as well. Without having to adjust and fiddle with small switches, you've now got a single knob that you can turn to get the information you want. The interior space is larger, up to a cubic meter bigger. It's just a better place for a driver to work in.
Okay, so it's been 5 days in the cabin of an FH16, and I can say with a great amount of confidence that I do not have cabin fever. In fact, I think I'm going to miss it. I thought I was going to come over here and be hunched for 5 days. Do you know, to have a stomach and to be bent over? But I can stand up straight. Look at that. And I still got so much headroom, which means I've never felt claustrophobic. And then I was worried about storage because I wanted to bring a lot of things. There are more cubby holes in this place than you need. It's literally like the people who are studying like this. 1 space, 2 space. We can put a cubby there. We can fit it. Everywhere you look, there's a cubby hole. You've got touch screens, you've got air conditioning, you've got glorious LED lighting, which makes you feel effervescent during the day and romantic at night. So either way, I'd say comfortable bed, nice place to be, cup holders, chargers for everything you need to charge, plus a messaging system built in. I think I'm selling my house and buying a truck. That's it. I've also just announced that to my wife on Facebook. Let's see how that works out. Now, we are drawing close to the end, but before we say goodbye, I want to introduce you to a guy that is going to appeal directly to the heartstrings of the financial decision makers. You know, those who have got to authorize payments and final payoff and give you all that gray hair, and then you're perspiring before you go in. This guy's got all the solutions. He brings innovations to the table that are surely going to help you make sense of these deals. Without any further ado, please help me welcome Volvo Trucks South Africa's manager for uptime and connectivity, the wonderful Peter Leroux. Peter, thank you so much for your time and welcome. Tell the people the nice things.
Thank you very much, Jason, for that flattering introduction.
Now, Peter, I'm cutting you off because I want to know, Volvo Connect. I know that for passenger cars, people expect these things. Nobody's expecting Volvo Connect in a truck. Talk to me and tell the truth, please.
Volvo Connect is our exciting new telematics offering. So within Volvo Connect, we'll be offering some exciting services. Firstly, fuel and environment, which allows us to monitor the vehicle's performance from fuel consumption, distance traveled, emissions, and the way that the drivers are just driving the vehicles. Secondly, we've got an exciting service called Positioning and Positioning Plus. And one of the biggest changes we've made here is to change to TomTom Maps, which is totally designed for commercial operators. It knows the vehicles and it knows the commercial routes. Then we've got an exciting service called Messaging, which allows you to send messages from your laptop, iPad to the vehicle and will allow your driver to respond to it. Now, the fantastic thing about the messaging service is if you link it with your positioning service, you can not only send messages through to the driver, but you can actually send positions through to the drivers. You can actually tell the driver where he needs to take the vehicle to. Then, one of our very exciting new services is called the Safety Service. This allows us to monitor the safety features on the vehicle. So any of the safety packages which we saw will be recorded in Volvo Connect. So you as a fleet manager can actually monitor your vehicle and see which one of your safety service features on the vehicle got activated and where it got activated on the vehicle. Then we've got a service called the Vehicle Status, which allows you to monitor your vehicle and see if there's anything wrong with your truck or if it requires any attention from a workshop.
You see, I feel like you've just read out the description for a fleet manager, because when I want somebody to manage my fleet, they want to be able to do all of those things. And now you're putting all of those things in the palm of my hand and allowing the truck itself to become part of the communication process. So the truck is telling me the story about how it's being driven, how much fuel it's using. The truck is even telling me from an emissions point of view, how much emissions. This is the future. Tell us more. How do we benefit from Volvo Connect?
Volvo Connect is one portal that supports your entire supply chain. All the information you need is available in this portal. All of this is recorded in one easy platform, which is easy to access and extremely user-friendly to use. It allows you for the real-time monitoring of your vehicles, the health of your vehicles, as well as the performance of your vehicles, and it's even available on an app for your cell phone or your tablet.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you for your genius. I can't understand why anybody's not making this decision. You are going to be understanding how your trucks are run, particularly if you run a high-maintenance business where you're worried about any form of abuse, whether it be fuel, driving style, whether the trucks are not arriving where they should be in time. It certainly sounds like you've got the perfect application, and it really just makes so much sense because it's about making it easier and making you more productive so that you can make more money. It's a bottom line, guys. It's a bottom line. All right, so this is the moment that I've been hyping up all day. Have any of you taken time to guess who our mystery racing driver is? With a career full of national championship race wins and rookie victories, she's the first woman to win a national championship race in South Africa in Formula VW. She also went on to race international, baba, in the Formula 1 BMW Asian Series. It's our very own pride and joy of South African racing, the amazing Tasman Pepper. Handbrake. Yes!
Jeez, that was an intro. Thank you so much.
I was just trying to make it as exciting for you as it is on the racetrack.
I don't think you've ever been that kind to me, though. This entire week we've been going at it.
Listen, in fairness, and just so that everybody has context, I feel I'm exactly like you because I've got that gene that says, if you challenge me, before you challenge me, we're best friends. But if you challenge me to a race, I'm only concerned about the finish line, and I will win by any means possible, legally. Of course. Any legal means possible. Are you the same way, though?
Yeah, definitely behind that steering wheel. I have my competitive edge. But like you know, when I'm in this type of scene, I'm very kind and sweet-hearted.
Which is, I think, the thing that annoys me most about you is like if I was behind you in the queue at Woolworths, I would go, yeah, this is the person buying couscous and kale and all of these nice things. You know what I mean? Because you got like a sentient vibe about yourself.
Couscous and kale.
Yeah. And then I'm like, how does couscous and kale go to a racetrack and do global things? So talk me through the story. Where did racing begin? How did it start?
Well, I actually started at the age of 5. I was first born into the family, and my dad and his dad always raced. So,
nice.
I was at the track from a very young age and started competing at the age of 5 years old and went through the ranks of karting and competed at world championship events and then went on to main circuit racing at the age of 15. So I was driving clutch cars before I was allowed to actually legally drive them on the roads.
There are people watching this thing right now that still don't know clutch control. You at 15 were doing things professionally, which I find so fascinating. What I found even more fascinating was there was this natural transition for you, because when I first jumped in the FH16, which as we both know is phenomenal, I was not disorientated, but I definitely wasn't as comfortable as you. So, like, is this something that you feel like your dad indoctrinated, or is there like a genetic thing that anything on wheels, you just feel great in it?
To be fair, that's exactly what it is. As long as there's a steering wheel and these pedals, I'm in my comfort zone. So I've never driven a truck before up until this time, and it was very different and very spacious inside.
Yes.
In my race car, I'm in a very, very tight space.
Yes.
So it was really nice to have all this like comfort, luxury like around me. And so that was new. And obviously the height is like, I felt like I was in power, you know, like no one could stop me around.
What's the best race car that you've ever driven? What's your favorite? If you were to go, I'm only going to drive this thing for the rest of my life, what would it be? And it doesn't have to be like a track-only car. So your favorite car?
Right now, it's a Ferrari 488 GT3. I actually got the chance to drive one a year and a half ago, yeah, and it was the best thing that I've driven.
Let's talk about the fact that in a race car we're using kilowatts, and a lot of people kind of get confused when we go kilowatts and torque, and torque is the power. So I always go, kilowatts is the speed at which you hit the wall. Torque is how far you're going to go through the wall. Now you're used to kilowatts.
Yeah.
This has got more torque than anything I have ever seen. Like it makes it feel like that pedal is like a portal to another dimension of power. Compare those two differences for me.
Well, the torque to pull off as quick as you can that's obviously what you want.
Yeah.
And, well, in racing, you want top speed. Now, you don't necessarily want to drive through any walls.
No, never.
We don't ever want to go through any walls.
I'm not condoning wall driving.
I think the torque experience and to pull that massive trailer behind you and to pull all of that weight, this truck is unbelievable.
Listen, this makes me so happy. We had a great time out at Girotech. If you could take me to any racetrack in the world, what would it be?
One of my favorite tracks would be Malaysia, Sepang.
Oh, nice.
It's really, really good. And one of my favorite tracks in South Africa is Killarney in Cape Town.
Killarney is a lovely track. I normally just like the straight for drag racing types of things. Now some speed questions. Favorite racing driver of all time?
Kimi Räikkönen.
Why?
Just always really liked him, and I just think that he has such a cool, like, calm, collective attitude.
Okay, you can stop praising Kimi right there. Kimi's got enough. Kimi's got enough praise in the world. And if you had an opportunity to drive a truck, how long do you think you could concentrate for?
Well, to be fair, I'm not really good at long distance, so I don't think I could ever become a truck driver. But if I got to sit in one of these on a long distance, I think I could easily go to Cape Town from here.
That is very well played. I want you to look into that camera over there, and I want you to compliment, as from a racing driver to anybody who's ever driven a truck, I want you to say, I salute you, I see you, I appreciate you, you and I, same WhatsApp group. Say it to that camera over there.
I salute you, I appreciate you, and I give you guys massive compliments.
Tasman Pepper, you are such an honor. Thank you for being so nice while you are so great and have achieved so much. Thank you for spending so much time with us at Volvo Trucks. Thank you for spending so much time in the truck.
Thank you very much. I've had a blast.
To all the wins, salute and aware. See you at the finish line.
Thank you.
Now, remember when I asked the question, who do I need to speak to get my hands on a new Volvo truck? Somebody in the back shouted, the boss! And that's exactly who I'm about to introduce to you. A very powerful lady indeed. She's the sales director for Volvo Trucks South Africa. Sally Rutter, thank you so much for taking time out of your crazy schedule to be with us here tonight.
Only a pleasure.
Now, let's be honest. If I was in the market and I gave a call and I said, listen, I've got everybody trying to sell me a truck, tell me what differentiates the service I can expect from Volvo Trucks.
We have many reasons why any company or individual should engage with us. As you have seen, we now offer you 4 completely new ranges with features to suit your specific transport needs. We offer maintenance contracts like FlexiGold that is best suited to your business and changing requirements. We offer in-house finance through Volvo Financial Services and has introduced our new Flexi Lease offer, which works similar to our FlexiGold maintenance contract, giving our customers more support on managing their cash flow. Not to mention our region-wide dealer network, who can attend to the uptime of your trucks through their life cycle. We aim to be our customers' ultimate business partner by offering them a total solution to suit your business needs. That is why we are proud of this big forward-looking investment in the future of our company and ultimately the success of our customers' business.
Sally, listen, you sold me on a number of things. Firstly, your passion, outstanding. But it was the things you said. When you mentioned business partner and then detailed how Volvo Trucks is not just about giving you a truck, but it's about understanding your business's cash flow, understanding your business's needs, and making sure that your business is going to be around forever, just like the truck is going to be. So, is the truck you're driving even a business partner? If it's not, Sally is the one you speak to. Sally, thank you so much for helping us understand that Volvo Trucks truly are made for you.
We sure have enjoyed sharing this with you, and it is with great pride that we have showed you all the news this launch has to offer. We know that these new products are the best we have ever launched, both for the customer's business and from a driver perspective. We are proud to have listened, learned, and adapted to what our customers all around the world have asked for. New, more spacious cabs, better visibility, improved safety systems, increased productivity through bigger payloads and better uptime. We're also proud to offer products and services ready to meet the challenges of tomorrow. They are prepared for the best sustainability requirements, such as future drivelines. To summarize this, I'm proud of what we at Volvo Trucks have done. I hope you feel as confident as I do right now. We have truly set a new standard in safety, productivity, and driver focus. With these 4 new fantastic trucks and the services on offer, made for you, I am confident that we are going to meet and work hard to exceed your expectations. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. That's it from me. Over to my funny co-host, Jason. Jason? Jason?
Marcus, if you don't mind, I'm just going to stay here. I might keep the truck. If you can just tell them I said bye.
Please. Come down here.
Fine.
Will you hurry up, please?
I'm coming. I love it so much. Well, there you have it, folks. What an epic ending to an epic session of epic trucks. They are big, they are smart, they are advanced, and they are ready to be on their way to you. So from all of us, Marcus Holberg, Tasman Pepper, Eric, Peter, Sally, Mto, and I, we've so enjoyed showing you just a handful of these features. And if you can't wait for more, just keep your eyes on Volvo Trucks South Africa's social media pages, because there's a roadshow, and that means you can get behind the wheel. Test drive it, look for the clutch pedal that's not even there. You can test the aircon, you can do the app stories. So don't worry, the roadshow is on its way to you. Simply keep your eyes on Volvo Trucks South Africa's social media pages, and there'll be all the details of when you can get your first test drive. Touch it, feel it, smell it. A massive thank you to Volvo Trucks South Africa. A massive thank you to our production team, and thank you for coming to the internet to enjoy this evening with us. I'm Jason Goliath. Stay safe, stay nice, and chase your happiness. Salute and away, massacres. Let's go!